Welcome back to Fame Drop. Jasmine Brown is shaking things up online, and people can't stop talking. She's with Cam Newton. They already share one baby together, and she's now carrying their second child. But her latest posts? They had the internet raising eyebrows like crazy. She opened up about a fear that hit deep. What if she has a son? Jasmine admitted she'd be terrified of accidentally shaping him into some perfect man she always dreamed of but never had in her real life. She even wrote, "If God gave me a son, I'll be so nervous because I feel like I subconsciously raised him to be a man I can only dream of, but never experienced, and that's traumatic." Talk about raw honesty, and it didn't stop there. Jasmine said people keep pushing the idea of her having a son, throwing around that line. There's no love like the love from a son. Instead of comfort, that left her anxious. Like, what does that even mean? Her words showed a mix of nerves and pressure, making fans wonder what she's really carrying emotionally during this pregnancy. But at the end of the day, she made one thing crystal clear. Her biggest prayer is for health. Jasmine said all she really wants is a safe, full-term pregnancy, smooth labor, and a healthy baby. Boy or girl, it doesn't matter. Still, the fact she admitted she's scared of raising a son into an ideal man she never met in her own relationships, that's a confession that hit different. Let's be real. Cam Newton's history with women is messy and everybody knows it. Loyalty, emotional support, respect, commitment, those aren't exactly things he's been famous for giving out. So when Jasmine speaks on her fears, it feels like she's hinting that she's not getting those things from him right now either. What she's really saying is powerful. If she has a son, she's scared she'll end up molding him into the kind of man she wishes Cam was for her. That's not just nerves, that's a whole confession about what she feels is missing in her relationship. And honestly, it's heavy stuff. She's basically admitting she's not satisfied and is already worried about filling that emotional gap through a future child. That's heartbreaking to even think about. What makes it even wilder is that Jasmine has stood by Cam for years in public, showing love and support, but now these posts sound like a cry that everything behind closed doors isn't as perfect as it seemed. For the longest time, Jasmine would defend Cam Newton no matter how wild his actions looked, even when he was out here showing the world he didn't really value her the way she deserved. But now, it sounds like she's finally breaking down and admitting that his behavior has been wrecking her emotionally. That's a big shift, and people noticed. Fans wasted no time dragging her across social media. The comments were brutal and they didn't hold back. One person came straight for her choices, saying, "So basically you want to raise him to be a man that's nothing like his father that you chose. Raise him to be a man, not your man. Don't let your misfortune in his life be his burden to carry." Ouch! Another fan doubled down, pointing out the obvious contradiction. How could she be pregnant with Cam's 9th child, her second with him, while publicly admitting she wants a son who grows up to be the kind of man she's never even experienced? The backlash was loud, and it painted Jasmine as someone trapped in her own words while carrying the weight of a messy situation. It's wild to admit, but some moms really do end up treating their sons like they're stand-ins for a man in their life. And that's exactly what people think Jasmine's hinting at. The comments flying at her were ruthless, and sympathy was nowhere to be found. Why? Because Jasmine used to drag other women, calling them out for being stupid and warning, "Never let a man play with you." Yet here she is, living the same reality she used to clown others for.
Pick-me's are women who try to do everything right just so a man can choose me. Yeah, cut that shit out. Cause I'm gonna keep it real with you. Men already know what they want in a woman and who they want. But if you're so nurturing and you're an asset, and it's not you, they'll never tell you to stop doing what you're doing because it's beneficial. And I don't want to hear none of that shit like, "Oh, I'm just a nice person. I'm genuinely like that." Well, bitch, you gonna genuinely get played. No, it's just that I'm just naturally like that. Like the shit I do for him is natural. And your natural ass is gonna get played. If you are making a man's life easier, i.e. cooking, cleaning, providing pussy whenever he wants, and he's giving you the minimum, he's never going to do more. And he's never gonna tell you to stop because it's beneficial to him. No history in niggerdom ever has a man been like, "Oh, stop doing all this stuff. Stop making my life easier. I don't look at you like that." Hell no, they gonna kick their motherfucking feet up and enjoy these perks without doing no work.
What does a submissive woman do for her man?
Everything. What does that mean? Like packing his bag, unpacking his bag, just making sure all the things that he wants. And I pretty much read his mind. So it's like, if I know you and I study you, like I know how you are in the morning, I know how you are about midday, I know when you're in this mood, what you need. Like before you can ever ask me for something, I'm already on it. I mean, he's spoiled. Boy, it is my joy. I love to see him eating the meal that I cook. I love seeing him sleep easy. Every night, like clockwork, I scratch this man's back to sleep. And I know when he's asleep because I can tell when his breathing changes. And some people might think that's psychotic, but that's like, I just know that's when I'm like, oh, I can stop now. But I find joy in being your rest.
Get straight into the shit because I'm gonna tell you like this. Ladies, stop letting that man spin the block on you. Stop letting him do it. Why? Why are you taking it back every time? Well, he said this time was gonna be different. He said that he ready for commitment. He said anything he need to say to keep getting that. How are you supposed to find your husband and your soulmate if you keep letting little Dusty, little Raggedy spin the block on you? Spin the block, tear your walls down, go ghost, come back again, spin the block again. He just can't get enough of me, of your dumb ass. That's what he can't get enough of, you just being dumb enough to take it back. I'm not trying to call you stupid because we've all been there. Lord knows, I done been there too. But what it just
He not right for you, sis. Come on, man. What we doing, dog? Yeah, but we just have a connection. Yeah, and you keep letting him in again and again and again. Come on, man. How are we in the month of October? Going into November, then December, then January, and he gonna spin a block again on you. After he get what he want, go ghost, and then come back again, and you keep letting it back again.
Enjoying the video so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to Fame Drop so you're here for the next one. That old saying came back to haunt her hard. Don't say what you won't do, because you'll be the first one to do it. And now, people are calling Jasmine a walking example of that. The irony is just too loud. To be real, her post felt less like random thoughts and more like a quiet cry for help. It's like she's screaming that the weight of this relationship is crushing her, even if she won't fully admit it out loud. But let's not sugarcoat it. Despite all the hurt, Jasmine doesn't look like she's going anywhere anytime soon. If she ever does walk away, it's not going to be quick or easy. It'll take time, heartbreak, and a breaking point that she clearly hasn't reached yet. Honestly, it feels like Cam Newton would have to be the one to walk away because Jasmine looks too deep in already. She's carrying his second child, she's tied up emotionally, and she's invested way more into this relationship than he has ever shown back. Let's not forget, Cam hasn't exactly hidden the fact that he's not faithful. That's a heavy truth, and it makes her situation look even harder to escape. But now, I want to hear from you. What do you really think about Jasmine's post and everything she revealed? Do you believe she's trying to find in her son the love she's missing from her man? Or do you think people are reading too much into her words? Drop your thoughts in the comments, don't hold back. I want to see where everyone stands on this one. And if you're rocking with this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and join the conversation. This story is only getting messier, and I know you've got something to say about it.
Now, Jazz, you did not need to say any of this. You could have kept this to yourself. Because first of all, you're still gonna stay with Cam Newton. And second of all, people been warned you about him before you even got pregnant. You didn't want to hear what we had to say. You got pregnant by him anyway. And then people was telling you about him some more, and he said he was still looking for his future wife and all this other stuff, and then you decided to get pregnant by him again. And he kept embarrassing you, and he has a lot of kids already. So you've been warned multiple times, warning you about getting away from this nigga and warning you to not get pregnant by him. But you decide to do that anyway, so I don't feel sorry for you, because you continue to get pregnant by this man, you continue to be with him, so I don't feel sorry for you. And you used to make jokes about a situation like this, and now you're in this situation, so I don't feel sorry for you whatsoever. Because like I said, you was warned multiple times by a lot of people. You know, you need to get away from this nigga. He got a lot of kids, and you decide to get pregnant by him over and over and over again. So this is on you. We don't want to hear it. You could have kept this to yourself.
So I was on IG when I came across a post from the Shade Room. And they were talking about Jasmine Brown, comedian Jasmine Brown, that's Cam Newton's baby mama. Well, of course, we know that she's pregnant again by him. And she was kind of transparent post. The thought of possibly having a boy, which I'm assuming she doesn't know the sex of the baby, gives me anxiety. And, you know, people was like going in on her, like, you knew the type of man you was dealing with, same old shit. But I say that to say, I understood what she was talking about, because when I was pregnant with Sugar Mama, when I found out that she was a girl, my anxiety level just went through the roof. And it went through the roof because my biggest fear was being the same person that birthed me. And I refused to be that person to her. So I understand where she's coming from. Like, I understand what she meant. But at the same time, like, girl, why did you have another baby? Like, that's stupid.
I really do not like how the internet tries to make it seem like watch Jazzy, Jasmine Brown, Cam Newton's mother of his children. Y'all be acting like she's the biggest dummy on the internet, and I don't like it. Because when Jada Waiter said she would rather cry in a rape than an Altima, it was tea. When Lil Durk proposed to India, it was couple skulls. When Ari in Moneybag Yo, he cheat on her all the time, it's cool. G Herbo and Hyena, it's cool. I feel like you should just say y'all don't like Cam Newton. Like he's not your type. Like he's not the type that you would let cheat on you. That's what you should say.
Because when all the other girls is getting cheated on by they rapper slash athlete slash, they're not the biggest dummy in the world. And every time they post, y'all not at their neck. So why are y'all doing my girl like that? I'm just asking a question. Somebody let me know.